Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. When it's quiet, there's nothing else to say, and in this moment, when we each go our own way, tomorrow comes, yesterday's not far behind. I've just begun, 'cause we never say goodbye, no goodbye. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. When we listen, we sing through all the day, and when we look up, and the sun will light the way, tomorrow comes, yesterday's not far behind. I've just begun, and the memories all live on and on. We think memories can be lost, gone and forgotten, but they're within, make us whole, swaying in the wind. Memories are nothing but songs on the wind. There's never an end or a place they begin. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. Yes, I know you're with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. Yes, I know you're with me right till the end. Yes, I know you will always be my friend. As I think and I dream, everything as it seems, 'cause memories are nothing but songs on the wind. You've got to choose love.
Good morning. Welcome to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living live stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's wonderful to have this beautiful sense of connecting with you wherever you may be. It reminds us that there's only one mind, one life. It's God's mind, God's life, and each one of us is part of it, an expression of it, and so beautifully connected. So we're grateful that you came to be with us today, because here is a place where we learn and practice the beautiful basic principles of the Science of Mind philosophy. It was brought together from many different traditions and philosophies and religions by our beloved founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, and it is alive today, and each of us who practices this finds that our lives improve and that the people around us like being with us even more. So we're grateful to have this beloved community. where we support each other as we're going through challenges, and we celebrate with each other when beautiful things occur in our lives. So we're grateful to be together in this way, and you'll be hearing more before long about how we're going to be together physically again before very long at all. So this is a place where we are given and we delight in receiving wonderful spiritual principles to deal with all kinds of human experiences. So we give thanks that we have an opportunity to work together, to play together, to laugh and cry together as we are co-creating a world that works for all. Because we are all about awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And we have a purpose statement. Would you care to say it with me? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. And now we're going to open with a wonderful song and video. It's called Who Lights the Stars? It was created by Michael Singer and performed by Kathy Zavada.
Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? To this one I give my life, till my days are done. To this one I give my heart, till we merge as one. Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? To this one I give my life, till my days are done. To this one I give my heart, till we merge as one. Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? Who lights the stars at night? Who shines the sun? To this one I give my life, till my days are done. To this one I give my heart, till we merge as one. Who lights the stars? Who shines the sun? Who beats my heart? Who is this one? Who lights the stars? Who shines the sun? Who beats my heart? Who is this one? shines the sun, who beats my heart, who is this one?
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Doesn't that make you feel like we could just come together in a sweet, sweet, sacred space and have a short meditation together? I like the idea myself. So let's breathe deeply that essential life force that permeates the universe, that dwells and lives and circulates within each one of us. Breathe in that divine life, the chi. Feel the circulation of that energy moving through our bodies, through our emotions and through our minds, and then releasing all that may have felt separate or negative in any way, because it does not belong to us, never did. And let's allow that beautiful divine energy to continue to move gently and powerfully through us as we open our hearts and clear our minds and become so lovingly receptive to this intelligent, compassionate, creative presence and power within us, moving through us, closer than hands and feet, nearer than breathing. Let us touch into that holy place that always abides within the heart of our hearts, and rest, and become even more open and receptive to the inflow of love and wisdom and intelligent creative energy. And know ourselves to be divine openings, instruments through which the divine loves to express itself. This precious presence and magnificent power within us is the life divine. And even now, it is proclaiming its beauty, its harmony, its infinite possibilities. And we're so grateful to know that it continues moving through us with grace and ease and great power and peace. All is well. And now I would like to invite Joe Lurquin, a practitioner, to share with us some thoughts and an opening spiritual mind treatment. Joe?
Good morning. Welcome to this Sunday celebration. My name is Joe Lurkwin. I will start this with a reading by Ernest Holmes from The Science of Mind. Within the infinite mind, each individual exists, not as a separated, but as a separate entity. We are a point in universal consciousness, which is God, and God is our life, spirit, mind, and intelligence. We are not separated from life, neither is it separated from us, but we are separate entities in it, individualized centers of God consciousness. I will state this treatment in the first person. You may take it for yourself if you wish. I know that there's only one source, one. That one is God, and that one is everything. I know that I am part of the one, as in each one of us is also part of the one. I know that whatever I decide and whatever I think, I have free will to do so. But I know that God is always there, watching, ready to help me in everything and anything I do. Helping in me in everything that I intend to be done, making sure that everything is possible, and making sure that I can do what I know is correct for me and for everyone else, and for everything that there is. I know that anything and everything is possible through the one, for that is the one. I am very grateful for this teaching and for this knowledge, for knowing that all is possible and all is God. I know this is the truth. And I release this to the law, knowing it is already complete. It is already done. As we say together, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Joe. And now would you join me in speaking our affirmation for the day? I am an opening for God's power and presence to bring forth glorious creative activity through me, and I am blessed. Now we have a demonstration of good today, and I love it when you share with us beautiful things that take place in your life because of this teaching, because of spiritual mind treatment, because of a shift in consciousness, because of putting these principles into practice. That's what we're about, isn't it? So today, the demonstration we have is from our beloved Tina Richards, wonderful board member and our media person. So grateful for the many ways in which she participates in our beloved community. Now, I'm going to read her demonstration while you get to look at her picture. And she'll explain why this is being done this way today. So Tina says, I wish I could have filmed this for you, but I had a bit of dental work recently, and my smile is under construction. This is the demonstration she is sharing. Often, while I'm driving, during the course of my day, I see many displays of genuine kindness between people. I also see instances of severely uncalled for behavior. This unkind behavior really seems to stay with me. It saddens me. So on this day, after witnessing something particularly harsh, I wanted to experience an uplifting of some kind. Knowing I can change my reality, I closed my eyes and set a treatment, simply intending a heartfelt and meaningful exchange with another person, and I went on about my day. Later that afternoon, a gentleman said, "Be careful out there. I pray for your safety." I mentioned seeing people driving so recklessly, and this made me sad. I asked, how can we be so uncaring toward one another? How can we see our similarities instead of our differences? How can we bridge what divides us and come together? We spoke for a while, sharing our thoughts and echoing the same concerns and strength of our faith. I was struck that we were using different words and yet saying the same thing. We are all connected to each other and through the eyes of God. We both said simultaneously, we help and come together with conversations just like the one we're having now, honest and heartfelt. I looked in his eyes and said, I raise you and praise you, brother. He said, I see the light and Lord in you. We hugged each other and he said, this is where we start to come together. We both smiled. Suddenly he became very animated and said, now I have my birthday share at now I have my Sunday share at church. I said, and now I have my demonstration. I jumped into my car and the world just felt a little softer. I love that. And I'm grateful. Thank you, Tina, for sharing that. This is how we come together. Good morning, kids. Are you up and at 'em? Hi. Happy Sunday to you. So happy that you joined us, whoever's with us today. And let's look forward to 2 Sundays from now when you can be right here and I can look right into your eyes and I can see you. Even though I see you in my mind's eye and I see you in my heart always, I love that we are together and we were going to be seeing each other very, very soon. You know, kids, and I was one, haven't gotten over it. Kids tend to have a feeling like we can't quite do everything that maybe older brothers and sisters do, or parents do. We have an idea about what we'd like to be doing, but we're not quite there yet. Well, one thing that can help us to move toward a feeling of having more power and more possibility is very simple. It's simply to remember that you and I were created by God, and that we live and we move and we have our being in that loving, intelligent, peaceful, and powerful presence, which means that we can tap into it. It's sort of like when your parents get in the car and they start it. You know, it's not going to go anywhere until you get connected with the power of the engine, right? Well, the power of the God engine is always available to us. And we always have the ability to be more, to do more, to experience more, when we remember that we're not just kids or not just adults, but that we are part of this loving, wise, and wonderful presence, the divine presence, which many of us call God. Some call it universal energy, some creative, intelligent activity, but it's all the same. It's this beautiful, divine energy. It is the presence of God within and around us. And the minute we begin to call on it, we feel more empowered. And we can relax into knowing that everything we choose to do, that we haven't yet accomplished, that we haven't yet perhaps grown into in our consciousness, our awareness, is readily available for us. And all it takes is remembering that God is in charge. Always. All right, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I think school is about out for some of you, and we'll see you really soon. Gosh, we love you so much. Well, this month continues our June theme, which is how life fulfills itself. And today's talk is implemented by the power for good. So the quote I've taken from Ernest Holmes from The Science of Mind, page 413, is, in mental treatment, we should feel as though the whole power of the universe were running through the words we speak. Yes, we should feel that way. Why? Because it's true. Because this divine power everywhere present is fully present within each of us. And our words are truth on the tongue. When we align ourselves with that divine, intelligent, creative power, we are speaking truth. And when we speak truth, something is planted, something grows, and something manifests. That's the way the universe works. You see, it's the universal power within that fills our minds and hearts and fulfills our intentions. What are your intentions? Oh, we have beautiful, creative intentions. You see, God is the solid source of life within us. And as we connect within and connect with that solid source of divine life within us, we begin to open up our consciousness to what is possible. We begin to remember who we are and whose we are. And so God is this solid spirit within us, completely dependable and reliable and always there. And also, God is a mighty moving power. And so as we connect with this precious presence, then we allow this power to move through us, and we use it by creating our conscious intentions. We use it for good. We use it for good. This deep well of spirit within is essentially still. Essentially still. And then it circulates through us. So we make these choices. We align with it, and then we direct it. And it's, as Ernest Holmes says, we court the presence, and then we direct the law. How do we get there? How do we get to this place of empowerment? How do we touch into that divine spirit within? That's within every sentient being. Meditate. And it doesn't matter to me what your particular focus of meditation is, simply that we find a way to quiet the mind and the heart, to sit still long enough to hear what the divine is attempting to say to us. So whatever your particular focus on meditation may be, just sit down and allow your heart to open and listen. Listen to that voice within that adores you, that wishes to guide and direct you. So a quiet opening of the heart every day, better yet, twice a day if possible, is a beautiful way to find ourselves in alignment with that loving, creative, intelligent, wise, compassionate, wonderful presence and power within. Then I find that moving from that beautiful place of being open-hearted and experiencing being an instrument through which the divine needs to express is moving into our beautiful practice of spiritual mind treatment. Because you see, as we enter into that presence, and we teach basically the 5-step treatment here, which is first of all, the realization step, which means stopping long enough to realize that we are more than what's between our hats and our boots, that there is a divine presence everywhere present, and we are a divine part of it, and we start to remember all the beautiful aspects of God. God is life and love and light and peace, and power and beauty and joy, just remembering what the divine is, coming into the awareness that it is present always and ever eternally. And then the second step is simply to align ourselves with it. We call this step unification. And this is where we remember we are already one with this divine presence. It's a remembering. It's a calling to remembrance. That you and I are constantly, forever, eternally connected with, because we are individualized expressions of that one. And then the third step is the affirmation, where we state our intention. This is the truth on our tongue. And at this point, we are setting into motion the law. We have courted the presence. We have remembered who we are. And then we speak our truth, knowing that that is an empowered statement. And we have a mental image of it. We have created a spiritual prototype. And then the next thing, of course, is to embody and to accept through gratitude, so that we are not only thinking it, knowing it, but we're feeling it and experiencing it. And that's the fourth step of treatment, which is grateful acceptance. Our work is almost done here. And the fifth step is remembering that we aren't making anything happen. We are inviting it and allowing it and permitting it to come forth through us by turning it over to this great creative law of mind, which knows exactly what to do and is always our faithful servant. And so as we release it, and you hear us say at the end of our affirmative prayer, and so it is, we're affirming it's done, and we go about our business then. Because this is God business. This is not ours to figure out. It is the infinite mind acting through law that creates and demonstrates our intentions. Now you see, that's how we get to the empowerment. I of myself do nothing. You have heard that. The great master teacher, Jesus, taught us that. And if this man, who could do all that the divine expressed through him and lift the consciousness of the world and create an opening for infinite possibilities, did all of this knowing he wasn't doing it of himself. Don't you think there's a lesson there for us? Don't you think that in surrendering to that which is greater, we are very wise, and we find that all of our endeavors are more beautifully fulfilled because we're aware that we can take our cotton-picking hands off of trying to make anything happen and simply feel ourselves empowered by that divine life. You see, each one of us, without exception, is an instrument of divine life. That is how life fulfills itself. And you're required. It's really important for us to realize that each one of us is essential to this great divine plan. That is without exception. It doesn't matter what opinions we may have held about ourselves. It doesn't matter what our perspective has been in the past. It is in this dynamic moment of now, in becoming aware that we are the instruments through which God wants to show up in the world. It is in this instant that we begin to feel empowered. And we find that there isn't anything that can't be accomplished through us when we recognize that as we set our intentions, allowing the greater power that is right within us, and yet greater than we are, to work through us, this is when the intelligent activity of this universe moves through us and creates all kinds of wonderful things. And I also have found that when our creative intentions are certainly about what we need in our lives, what our loved ones and our families are ready to experience more of, that we allow the infinite mind and heart of God to fulfill itself through us, but that when we have a greater intention, that it also assists with other people in the world, maybe some we haven't met, maybe some we never will meet. That when we are open-hearted and wanting to let this great power work not only for us, but for every sentient being. That is when our demonstrations of good simply expand and become up-leveled. I recently read about a gentleman named Brian Grimshaw, who in 1962 purchased an island called Moyenne that's off the coast of Africa. He paid $18,000 for it in 1962. It was raw land, 22 acres of nothing, no water, no life to speak of except for what was naturally there, but certainly no civilization, which is a wonderful thing. That's what he was going for. And he, over the years, created a paradise, brought water, brought even a restaurant where people could come and relax and enjoy and have something nice and spend the day in paradise or longer. Years later, he was offered $50 million by a Saudi prince to purchase this island, which he had brought into a consciousness of Eden. He refused the offer because he was opting to keep it available for everyone to enjoy. You see, he and his loved ones and the people who came to discover this beautiful place all benefited, and he wanted that to increase. He wanted more people to have this experience. Well, before passing 9 years ago, he made certain that it became a national park. Smallest park, maybe one of the smallest parks in the world. And he proved to us that our success is amplified when it serves others as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. Wouldn't you like to go there? Maybe we should have a church retreat there sometime. It would be great. This power, this presence is, as we read in Scripture, closer than hands and feet, nearer than breathing, and is forever ready to manifest through us. How is it manifesting through you today? Are you getting into touch with this divine, creative, intelligent, passionate power? Let's touch into that center of divine creativity, remembering that we of ourselves do nothing, but we are the instruments through which God wants to have a good time. And so let's become more and more aware every moment of this loving, dynamic presence and power within us. You know, these wonderful biblical stories that many of us grew up with, you know, like Daniel in the lion's den, like Jonah in the whale. It's very interesting to notice that there's an eternal truth that tends to run through them. Whether or not those things literally took place, there's an eternal truth. There's a modern-day version of Jonah. Did you read about that recently? There was a gentleman by the name of Michael Packard, a lobster diver in P-Town, off P-Town, who was literally swallowed by a whale, but only for about 30 seconds. Apparently, the whale got confused, swimming around, eating whatever it was, and there was Michael, and he just scooped him up, put him in his mouth, and for about 30 seconds. Can you imagine what that must have felt like? Please don't. That's not where we want to go. But it was quite an adventure for him. And within 30 seconds, the whale said, "Not so tasty," spat him out. Have you ever been spat out by a whale? Some of our life circumstances may have felt that way. The thing is, there is this divine, loving protective, creative presence and power that really is always, always within and around us, guiding us, directing us. And this intelligent life force knows exactly what to do. He's fine. Isn't that amazing? Can you imagine the stories he's going to tell his grandchildren? A whale of a story. Not sure they're all going to believe him, but it's true. We know that it happened, and it's quite an amazing thing that there is this intelligent, powerful presence, and we're a part of it. And when we align ourselves with it and remember, we are guided, we are directed, we are protected, and we are inspired to come up with all kinds of beautiful new intentions for ourselves and for others. And we have the possibility of being more than simply human. I think it's time we got over believing, I'm just a human being. Remember that we are in the process of awakening humanity to its spiritual awareness and truth and realization and reality and magnificence. I want to read something to you that I've shared with you in the past. It happens to be part of my everyday spiritual practices, and it is from the Kabbalah. It's called The Pattern on the Trestle Board, and it's such a beautiful reminder that this power and presence and divine life is right where we are and what we are. All the power that ever was or will be is here now. I am a center of expression for the primal will to good, which eternally creates and sustains the universe. Through me, its unfailing wisdom takes form in thought and word. Filled with understanding of its perfect law, I am guided moment by moment along the path of liberation. From the exhaustless riches of its limitless substance, I draw all things needful, both spiritual and material. I recognize the manifestation of the undeviating justice in all the circumstances of my life. In all things, great and small, I see the beauty of the divine expression. Living from that will, supported by its unfailing wisdom and understanding, mine is the victorious life. I look forward with confidence to the perfect realization of the eternal splendor of the limitless light. In thought and word and deed, I rest my life from day to day upon the sure foundation of eternal being. The kingdom of spirit is embodied in my flesh. Ooh. Can't you just feel that divine presence, that magnificent power as it moves through us? As Ernest Holmes said, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. Of course, we know that there's a step beyond that, which is simply, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and it can use you. Our teaching is needed in this world, wouldn't you say? Just as Tina's demonstration about this divisiveness and all of the unpleasantness that we see out there in the world, the illness, the fears, the poverty, the loneliness, divisiveness. It's all out there. But out there is what's important for us to remember, because within us is the divine creative power with the infinite possibilities of shifting the consciousness in order to shift the external conditions. But it must start within, mustn't it? So we touch into that center of divinity. And the name really doesn't matter whether we call it the Christ or the Buddha, the Atman, Krishna, Emmanuel, Allah. It is all the same. Different names, fine. I like variety. So what do we teach in our teaching that this world needs? Self-responsibility. No longer pointing fingers and blaming others. And not blaming ourselves either, but taking responsibility for making a shift within our own consciousness in order that we might model this and help to uplift and awaken others. We teach the proximity of the power. Proximity is a beautiful word. And just as Tina and her African-American new friend reached this place of deep connection and understanding, they had to be willing enough to come close to each other for that to happen, weren't they? Didn't they? Proximity. Let's embrace this word and come closer to the divine source. Come closer then to each other, especially those who are quite different or appear to be quite different on the outside. And we love diversity, and we love remembering that we're all connected in unity. And unity of all life is a major tenet of our religion. The unity of all life. No separation. At the heart of everything, underlying all of it, there is oneness. There is harmony. There is open-heartedness, love, compassion, and wisdom. And there is such beauty in diversity. We don't overlook the diversity. We love it. We appreciate it. We respect it. We honor it. We celebrate it. Whether it's sexual diversity, religious diversity, political diversity, ethnic diversity, whatever it is. We love it. We appreciate it. We honor that there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is your life and my life. And oh, the many beautiful ways in which it shows up. We also honor possibility thinking, a very important part of our teaching. Possibility. We are possibilitarians. That's our religion. We are possibilitarians. And now I've shared with you, and I'll say it again today because it means so much to me, that when Ernest Holmes was asked many, many years ago, you know, how is this science of mind, how is this religious science, how is this philosophy going to make a difference? What good is it in the world? And he borrowed the phrase from Carl Jung, and he said, it is simply to lift the collective unconscious. Aren't we aware that there's too much unconsciousness in our world? The people have gone to sleep, and we have the joyous responsibility of awakening them gently. I prefer to awaken people gently, even though I do have minister friends who say, well, you know, the minister's job is to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. And there's something to be said for that. I prefer a gentler approach when possible. Don't you like to be awakened more sweetly in the morning? We're here to lift the collective unconscious. We're here to envision a greater vision, a higher image for the human being. Don't you see, my dear ones, our teaching is needed in this world. And you and I, as the instruments through which God is expressing in this life, you and I are the ones we've been waiting for. So let's not wait. Let's go ahead and be that divine human in expression. Let's model it for others. Let's celebrate our unity and our diversity. Let's empower ourselves and others by remembering that it is not I, it is not you, it is not we of ourselves, but this dynamic, rich, beautiful, creative, intelligent, loving, compassionate power within us that is the power of the divine. We're here very much on purpose. You and I are the instruments through which the divine expresses through the human and reminds the human that indeed we are all divine. Ooh, you are divine. Say that to your loved ones today. Ooh, you are divine. Will you say with me, I am open to God's power and presence. It brings forth glorious creative activity through me. And all are blessed. And so, my beloveds, beginneth our lesson. Now I invite you to join us in our offertory, which is a beautiful opportunity for us to circulate the abundance of this universe. As it flows out, it comes back tenfold. And so whatever the closest channel is for the source of spirit to you, for your divine well-being, for your empowerment, let's give generously to that beautiful place that is an opening for greater empowerment. If it happens to be the Greater Philadelphia for Center for Spiritual Living, thank you. Wonderful. So let's take our gift in our hand, even if we choose to donate it or contribute it in a different way online or whatever. Imagine holding this good and holding it perhaps to our heart and remembering that every good gift comes from the divine heart of God. And please join me, if you would, in speaking the prosperity affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered. And so it is.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. And I am filled with the Spirit, and it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit, song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air.
Good morning. My name is Payson Burt, Vice President of your Board of Trustees, and I'm here with today's announcements. We are so happy that you joined us today, wherever you are in this world, and we truly are everywhere in this world now. Thanks to our streaming service, we have people in California, in Florida, in Canada, and of course, good old Paoli, Pennsylvania. So across the fruited plain, welcome. And we invite you to join us for interesting and inspiring Sunday talks. And if you missed any, you can always visit our website and view them anytime, along with Reverend Mike's and Dr. Maxine's weekly love notes at www.cslphilly.org. To view any of our archived videos, just click on the orange Watch Live button. Now, class, we are offering a great new class on manifesting abundance and prosperity starting July 7th. Dr. Frankie Timmers, Spiritual Director of CSL Morristown, will be leading this 5-week virtual class entitled Flourishing, based on the book The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. To register, simply go to our calendar of events on our website and click on July 7th for all the details and how to register. The other great news we have to offer is that, wait, hold on. I gotta be dressed for that. I got it. All right. No, that's not right. How about this one? Oh, boy. No, that's my wife's name on it. Oh, this'll do it. Hold on, it's going to be great. Yahoo! Oh, Yahoo! We will be opening our doors for in-person celebrations on Sunday, June 7th. Sunday. The celebration will begin at 10:30 a.m., but we encourage you to come a bit early so you can create your name badge, pick up a special little welcome home gift, and select your seat. Our goal is to provide a safe environment, and we will be following all CDC and local guidelines. More details will be available June 2nd. Additionally, we will continue to live stream Sunday celebrations both on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. For those of you in Florida and Canada and California, don't worry, you'll still see us. To access the YouTube channel, just go to our homepage, cslphilly.org, and click on the orange Watch Live button. You've heard that before. So, next time I see you, I will be seeing you in person, I hope, and I can't wait. Hallelujah!
Thank you, Payson. Always up for something creative. 2 weeks from today, June 27th, right here at 16 Industrial Boulevard. We're all looking forward to this. It's going to be quite wonderful. And now we will have our closing song by our own beloved Daniel Namod, One Power.
There's one power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or Heaven's Door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, yeah. One power is what we are. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. What we are is one. power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
And so we go forward, empowered by the incredible, beautiful, wise, wonderful, loving presence and power within us, making a beautiful difference in the world everywhere we go. For this we are deeply grateful, and so it is.